Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are on the podcast, join in, chime in. Getting welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what's going on here. Welcome for those who are online on Restream. Those who are online right here, chime on in, chime on in. Some reason we have a little trouble on our Restream, but we are on TikTok Live and Instagram. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and hit that like button and share. It is your co-host, your girl Cynthia J, your psalmist, your birthing and postpartum doodle, your inspirational healer, and your spiritual healer. Go ahead and hit that like button, chime and share. Go ahead and make sure you share before we get started. Yes, yes. Before we get started. I pray that everyone had a good and amazing week this week. You guys, yes, yes, yes. How many of you have an amazing week? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I hope everybody had an amazing week this week. Did you guys have an amazing week this week? I know I did. I know I did. But anyway, while this is going on here, for those who are Restream Live, I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I said the enemy might be trying to hold me back, but I'm going to continue to do what I need to do because we are still on our third topic, which is piggybacking off of last week's topic. But before I get into that, let's make sure that everyone hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I want to make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share so we can make sure family members and sisters and whoever else it may be will chime on in today. But I'm not going to hold you too long today because I know some of you guys, if you're on the East Coast, you are enjoying this amazing weather. Some of you guys just getting off of work and you're just getting home. But rest assured that my manifestation to you is that you get home safely if you're on the East Coast. Because for those who don't know, if you're on the East Coast and you're riding on 95, southbound and northbound, if you know about that traffic is no joke. That traffic is no joke. But with that being said, I know you guys had an amazing week. I know some of you probably didn't, but that's okay. So shake that thing off and get back up again because no matter what your situation may be, no matter what the obstacles may be, we got to continue to stretch. And that is one of my songs called Stretch Your Faith on every platform you can find it. Just type in Cynthia J dot, because there's a lot of Cynthia J's out there, guys. And go ahead and type in Stretch Your Faith. But before we get also started, let's keep those families who lifted up in prayer in Wisconsin for the shooting of a young man. Let's also keep others lifted in prayer for our children because there's so much crime going on in the past few weeks of not just the schools still starting already for the hot season getting started with people wanting to do these pranks and gun shootings and shooting with BB guns. It's been so much going on, guys. And also the highways, and no matter if you on the east, west, north, and south, be careful on the highways, please. Pay attention to people. People right now are just driving anyway, anyhow, and it's getting ridiculous. So I just want to make sure all you guys are safe. Not everybody's going to be, all into that and worried about it. But yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are definitely safe. But needless to say, for those who know me, I'm your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J. And for those who don't know me and this is your first time chiming on in, thank you again for chiming on in. Go ahead and hit subscribe. You can find me on YouTube under Cynthia J22. So definitely chime on in and show your girl some love. But today's topic will be on. And I mean, these topics have been amazing. I just thank you guys for continuing to support. But this today's topic is going to be on part three, still dealing with jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy. I know some of you guys have dealt with those with jealousy and envy in families, jealousy and envy at work, jealousy and envy on social media. Even for the children can chime on into this because this is something that the kids need to be chiming on in. But again, for those who are joining me on Stream Live on Facebook and so forth, please forgive me. For some reason, I'm having technical difficulties with my video, but rest assured that your girl is up here. I am up on here, still listen to you live right here. This time, if you're on my stream, you're going to see my face blacked out. We will fix that issue later on. But hearing my voice, as long as I know you can hear my voice, that is all that matters for those who are on Stream Live. Those who are on TikTok, go ahead again and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And those who are on Instagram, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. As I'm getting ready to go ahead and chime this in with some family members and people on out there. But anyway, dealing with envy and jealousy is a tricky thing for most who know about this and who do not ever pay attention to what is going on around them. You can deal with jealousy and envy in the workplace. You can deal with jealousy, envy at home, etc., etc. And there are times where some, don't pay any attention to it. And this is a topic that I have dealt with for a while. This is something that I discuss with those, no matter what the age bracket is. And I do find it very, very, heartbreaking for those who have dealt with those with jealousy and envy, the severity of things that people will go to really damage others because they're unhappy. Some people live off of others' misery. You hear that old saying, misery loves company, or you heard it said the opposite way. And depending on where you're coming from. But that needless to say, jealousy and envy is something very deadly. And it can come in ways that others may not see it to come. It can come in ways where people will do things to sabotage your relationships with other people. It can come in other ways where people will set you up. It will come in other ways where, you're dealing with those who just always are targeting you no matter what it is. And they sometimes people would actually tell you right straight to your face. Like seriously. They would tell you right straight to your face, some things about you that they don't like. They can tell you they don't like you. They can tell you they don't hate you. They can tell you, whatever it is. I've dealt with that. I've actually had a person years ago, and I didn't even know what I did wrong. And they told me they hated me. And I was like, oh my God, but what did I do for you to hate me? And you want to know what they told me? Because you have everybody that likes you. And every time I turn around, that person or these individuals, they talk about you, but what about me? Ooh, well, what are you doing? Did you ever ask me what do I do? What is my life about that lead people to see the light and an encouragement that may help them? Like I was shocked that I had that person tell me that. And I would try my best to be a leading example to other people. However, with jealousy and those who are envious, sometimes it doesn't matter how much you try to show love. They don't care. They don't care. They want what you want. They like what you have sometimes. And other times they just want to set you up. And I just had this conversation a few days ago with someone, and I was telling them, and they was dealing with something at work, and they were sharing how a certain individual gentleman, amazing brother, by the way, and oh, we was telling him a lot of uh particular women love to be around him. He does what he does very good. He's a hardworking man. He showed no favoritism. He works as a team player, and individuals jealous because he wasn't showing any more attention to this individual. The individual was so jealous that the individual did something that nearly set him up. Where if myself and another friend of his didn't say, "Hey, you need to handle that now," because the way that sounds like that person will do anything to draw attention from you so that they can receive what it is that they want from it. And sure enough, a good thing he did, because that person nearly did. If he never went before that person would have lied on him. That person would have set him up. And this is the same thing I tell my daughter. My husband and I, we say to her, we always say, be mindful. Everybody is not your friend. Be mindful. Everybody can say they for you, but actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. And when somebody's actions show it, you best to believe it. That's what it is. So, with that being said, for those who deal with individuals who are like this, please be careful, because it's a dangerous world out here now. As you've seen at the previous podcasts before, where I shared with you that even family members are like this. Yes, I have encountered with other people, other individuals dealing with, as you've seen in my first podcast I mentioned, and in the second one as well, that there are some family members that would just be jealous of you just because they're jealous of you. They will either discard you and just don't want to be around you, and you can be at a family reunion, whatever the family function may be. You don't even know why they don't want to talk to you anymore. They can just cut you off in a heartbeat, and you don't even know why. Even if you tell them something, even if you do know why, it could be as little as saying, hey, what you did, that wasn't right. And they'll get mad at that, and they'll carry that thing on, right on, continue. So, hey, love, thank you for all who's just chiming on in. Again, I'm your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J podcast show. This is actually holding us women accountable, not excluding men. But go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And you can also check me up on my bio. But let me get back on today's topic, which is on season 2, episode 15, dealing with jealousy and envy. This part is the overall. The overall. So, with that being said, just know that they're just people out here that do not care what they would do to damage you. They would not care what it would take to damage you. And like I was going back to my daughter, as I was telling her when she was at school and she first started public school, I said to her, I said, baby girl, public school is totally different than private school. It's a whole new ball game. And now that a lot of people, are coming more into the United States, especially for those, and I'm not going to get into all the politics and stuff like that, but you know where I'm heading at. For those who are not from here, and the government just letting them come over here, and the schools are so overpopulated with the kids in the classroom. Like now, you're hitting a capacity of 27 to 30 kids in one classroom. So you're dealing with so many different characters and personalities. And so one of the young ladies that my daughter was encountering is very jealous of her. She said, "Mom, they say mean things." I said, "Well, kids say mean things anyway, because 9 times out of 10, they've been hurt by somebody else. They're jealous of what you have. They see how you are. Maybe you're confident in what you're doing, etc., etc. If they be nice to you today, don't think they won't be mean to you a week later. You know, we don't have movies based on true stories and other things for nothing, because they are situations where you see real, true life stories. For those who watch shows like Lifetime, especially Lifetime, everybody knows that. If you never heard of Lifetime on TV in the US, if you're not from this way, just definitely know that Lifetime was one of the things that I would definitely say that, even though I had my mom teach me about people and certain individuals, Lifetime saved my life. And the reason why I'm going to say it saved my life, and you probably like, hold on, wait a minute, how is Lifetime saving your life? That doesn't even make sense. The shows that they will show, the movies, I guess you could say, call it that, based on true stories of individuals dealing with in school, those outside in the real world, in adulthood, the things of character, the characteristics and behaviors and so forth of individuals in these shows prepared me for the real life stuff out there. I got to see exactly the behaviors of individuals in the workplace, in school, in friendship, all of the above. Like, seriously. And so, with that being said, as I encountered that, I was so glad that the things that I saw actually helped me to catch the red flags and also to sit back and say, okay, how should I maneuver in this situation? Like, seriously, what should I do? Who should I go to talk to about certain individuals like this? Because they're dangerous. I had to let certain people go. I had to avoid certain people because there are people that are very dangerous out here. Very dangerous. Even if you can be married to a person that's jealous. I would have never thought that in a million years back then. You can be married to a person who could be jealous of you. Does that make any sense? Some people say, yeah, that makes sense. But to me, how can that make sense if people you're married to is jealous of you? You know? But I had to come to a place where there are people who you can be married to jealous of you because they see how everyone comes to you, especially if you're a person who goes out here and you're there for those who need help. Some people just open up to you. Like, honestly, seriously, people just open up to you. When I mean open up to you, they can just open up to you and feel so comfortable and don't even feel, like you're going to tell it, but they so comfortable and they'll just open up to you. And so people can be jealous of that. Like, seriously. I knew a lady that I used to work with in a hotel years ago, and she was married to this guy, very handsome guy though, like, seriously. And the guy that she was married to was jealous of the fact that she was always with her friends. But it wasn't like always with her friends, like every day. She will be with her friends and they pick how girls, us women do. We'll have a girls' day every week for some who like to vent and express things that they may not can express to their partner. And you go express to, your girlfriends and your girl group. Kind of like how our grandparents used to do back in the day with the women. They would have their little book club or whatever, but they talked about the things that they encountered. And I can't say for men, men do a little things a little differently. I'm not gonna say the guys don't go hang out, but I don't know if they're gonna hang out every week like women do. However, she would do like that and he would get jealous of that. It was as if he just wanted her to be home and just be up underneath of him. But even though he wasn't spending time as he should, and even if she wanted to spend time with him and plan time, he still wouldn't want to do nothing. Until finally she told me, she had to tell me, she said, do not marry no one that will be jealous of you for no reason. A marriage shouldn't have a person being jealous of you. A marriage should have a person who loves you, supports you. That's your friend too. But he got to separate and hang out with his, friends too. So with that being said, you know, it's sad that who would ever imagine in a million years, again, that you would be married and have a partner jealous of you. I mean, I thank God that I don't have that. And any one of you, thank God if you don't have that. Yet if you do, you and this individual, please try to go in and find a place where y'all can have someone to talk with together, that you guys can sit down and figure out why this person is jealous of you, especially if it's in a marriage, because you're already married. You're already married. And so you definitely don't want to deal with that and continue to deal with that in a marriage. But back to just jealousy and envy in general. Jealousy and envy can damage a person's character. Jealousy and envy can make a person on the outside not look amazing the same way they just look ugly on the outside. It can make you look ugly. I hate to say it. I see a lot of individuals who always, and this is not just for this particular topic, but it can be for anything, where a person who's jealousy and envy, they always just look mean. Always look mean, never speak, never say hi, never greet people. I've encountered those. Jealousy and envy individuals will always find a way to make it seem like they always right. They can always make it seem like they always right. That does it isn't, jealousy and envy is it's so roundabout that jealousy and envy is even in people who are narcissistic. I was watching this one episode where this guy was married and his first wife died. Technically, he murdered her. And I'm going back to that again. But he was jealous and envy because, like I said, people drawn to her. And he was already plotting to kill her and put life insurance on her, forged her name, killed her. And this was based off a true story too. And it's not funny, but it's just like in your mind, you like, how was these people taking the time to premeditate like foolishness like this? And so the guy turns around, he gets the life insurance money, right? Then he meets this other girl. They fall in love. She don't know no better. He has this big house. Nobody ever comes by to visit, and all of a sudden, she's having nightmares. And this is true because this even happened on a couple people that I know from my area or where my hometown from, and it almost remind me of this story. And so, with that being said, anyway, the lady kept saying she was having dreams about another woman, and it was just strange to her, and she was telling her friend. And then the neighbors started coming and visiting. He was never there. He was always saying he was at work. Whole entire time, this guy, after a while, when he would come home, she'd be tired. She's saying who she hung out with in the neighborhood and so forth and so forth. And then he starts to get jealous. Then he starts to turn around and start plotting life insurance on her after he proposed to her. He had not even married her yet. She had another bad dream, and then in the dream, the lady tells her that he is gonna plot to kill her. So apparently the first wife, her spirit comes back and taunts this woman. It's like she's trying to warn her. And they say women are very, spiritually connected individuals. So we in tune, with the spirit realm, they say. Those who agree and disagree, to each his own. But this is based off true story again. And sure enough, she found that paper where her dream told her to find it. Well, that lady, his first wife, told her to find it. And she found it and he put life insurance out on her. Yes, he did. He sure did. So I say to you guys, it doesn't matter if you're married, doesn't matter with friends. I've seen this happen too, where friends, you think they're your friends, they so jealous of you, they will try if you're a woman, and we hate to say this, sisters, sometimes women can be a little conniving. If you are a woman, if you are a woman, there are some women who are your friends, and you can be married and not know that the person you think is your friend is trying to take your man because she's jealous and envious and want what you want because she doesn't understand why the type of men she get, she can't lock them down the way she did. Makes you wonder about that, huh? there are some people that are like that out here. Like, seriously, guys. It's some people out here that's like that, and it's sad. It is very sad. Very sad. So while you're out here, please, guys, be careful. Be careful. Tell your children to be careful. Because we again are living in dangerous times where people now, hi to everyone who's just tuning in. I'm your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Be careful. Be careful. Because people again are dangerous. So please be careful. Especially for the kids. Be careful. Because the kids, these little kids, and I'm gonna stress it again. These kids, I don't know how much more I gotta stress it. These kids in this time, these days we are living in, they are doing some crazy stuff. I was watching another video. Matter of fact, it was on breaking news. I don't know if some of you guys here in the States, you follow the breaking news app. Well, it was this young black boy. So apparently he had just started going to this school in this particular area. I can't remember what area it was in. And this was recent. And so in this area, nice area, very nice area. Yeah, just came home. Apparently he had some encounters in school, but not like to the point he felt like he can't handle it. And so with that being said, he gets a doorbell ring because he had just came home. He had already called his father. He was home by himself, father at work. And it's these guys that he knew from school, a couple of white guys, young black boy. He goes outside, he grabs his stuff. He think he gonna hang out with them because he wanted to try out for a football team, right? One of the boys he don't get along with, apparently, they had some issue at school, and he brought some other friends with him, and he was unaware of, so he didn't really examine and assess, his environment when he stepped outside. So they waited until he stepped off the porch, walked on off of his property, and hit the streets. And one of the other boys jumped out and called him the N word and was chasing him. When he saw how they was chasing him, he had left his phone apparently on a chair, which was not a smart thing to do. The young boy, he ran so fast. I think he like lyrically was panicking, and he ran so fast. And the cameras around the house, they caught everything in every angle. Even the neighbors heard it. And so, with that being said, to make a long story short, he managed to get away from these boys. They was gonna harm him. They literally was gonna harm him. But some other neighbor saw it and said, "Hey, hey, hey," and they ran away, and then they ran back in the car and sped off. So even the guys that he thought were cool to be around with and hang, he thought he can be cool and be around and hang with from the football team he was getting ready to try out from, was in on it. They was getting ready to set him up. They was getting ready to set this young boy up. And that's sad. You gonna set this young boy up, try to kill him. It was like they knew. It's like they knew the father and everybody wasn't there. So he gets back to the house, right? He calls his dad. He tells his dad what happened. He tells his father, "I can't breathe." His father's talking to him and say, maybe he just was just too much because of the adrenaline rush, and maybe, he was just panicking, and then he didn't hear no more. So his father rushed to the house, had to call 911. Thank God this young man, for what I gathered from the video, short, he is still alive. And this was on breaking news. And I'm like, jealousy and envy. They called this young man the N word. The boy was supposed to be trying out for football. Just moved into the area. Just moved into the area. Sad shame. Sad shame. So that's why you hear me stress a lot more on with the children because they dealing with it and they're learning it from somewhere else in families, from their families, probably from their household. Because you'd be very amazed. They learning it from some of these parents out here, how they treat other people. Listening to stories of my father telling me, him being a school principal, the stuff he had to encounter with parents. And he said the parents will be worse than the kids on what they're learning, where the bullying is coming from, where the physical violence is coming from. It's just a lot. And y'all guys heard me say a long time ago about the one, I think it was my first podcast where I mentioned about the young boy whose parents was just sentenced because they knew his son had grabbed their weapon. They was aware of the things that he was doing, and he did nothing about it. Nothing about it. Nothing. When I say nothing about it, he did nothing about it. And that's sad. That's sad. That's what they say. That's sad. And I'm like, wow, we got to go through all that. So now parents are getting in trouble for any of their kids who are jealous or envious of their peers, individuals, cousins. I was just listening to another news, and this happening overseas, where the older sister shot her younger sister because she was jealous that she had a boyfriend. Now, in some cases, people will automatically say you mentally insane, something wrong with you, whatever, whatever. But I hate to say it, sometimes they ain't got to deal with people mentally insane. It is what it is. They jealous. You shot your sister because she had a boyfriend and you didn't. Kind of argument did y'all get into? She must have said something that hit a nerve. She must have said something that hit a nerve. But to shoot your own sibling over a because she got a boyfriend. Are you kidding me? But then I always say, who am I to say? Because there's always more to the story than what we really know. There's always more going on behind the scenes in that home than what we really know. And that's the truth. There's always more that's going on. That's why building relationships is very important. Building relationships with people, again, I'm going to say it again, is very important. You got to know the behavior and the mindset of individuals. You have to. You have to. Before people was doing a lot of talking, people didn't have to physically talk. Their body language spoke. The movement, the actions, it spoke. It spoke. Yeah. So if you're out here, guys, again, be safe. Tell your children to be safe. Anybody at work that you know that's going through something and maybe dealing with somebody that's like that, tell them to be safe. Please. Because again, we are living in dangerous times. And in these dangerous times is no joke. It's no joke. But I'm not going to hold you guys up tonight. But just take these topics dealing with jealousy and envy and ponder on them. Dive deep. Let's not just talk about it. Let's really ponder on it and dive deep into it and work on ourselves. See if you have something like that in you. Because some of us have a little jealousy in us, just a little. Some of us do. But then the question is, how are you going to overcome that? What are you jealous about? Why are you jealous of it? And is it worth being jealous of? Is it worth being envious? If you hear someone tell you, oh, I envy you shut that down. Don't take in what somebody say, I'm envy of you. Shut it down. Shut it down. Because if you don't shut it down, that seed that's already planted in them will start to grow. And over time, something will add to it and trigger it. So again, marinate, meditate on that. Don't just let it be a just an everyday just thing to talk about. Oh, jealousy and envy. Oh, they like that. No. Let's really take the time to marinate on it and pay attention to people, body language, their actions, everything, because it speaks for you and it can save your life and someone else's life on what they're going through. And if you got children, pay attention to your kids. I understand for those who are single parents, pay attention to your children. Find the time to pay attention. Cell phones, other electronics are easy access to what they are doing. I'm even speaking that to myself, guys. I have to pay attention to my child all the time. And we're not going to always catch everything. However, just make sure you do enough where you know you've done all what you can do. Well, that leaves us to end on this topic for today. I'm your girl, your co-host, your Cynthia J, your podcast co-host. I'm also your birthing doula, your postpartum doula. For those who are looking for a postpartum doula and a birthing doula, and you're right here in the northern big DMV area in the East Coast, hit your girl up. Don't be ashamed to hit us up. You can hit us up at 703-347-3240. This is what Healing Heart Tailor-Made Doula, Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula, right here in the DMV area. And then you can also reach me if y'all looking for some inspirational healing and also looking for those to give you some spiritual healing. Please make sure that you hit your girl up right here on my bio. Right here on my bio. Click on that bio before you leave and check your girl out. You will also see that I have my music on my music platform under Cynthia J. You can find me on all social media platforms. I just came out with one of my singles called I Put My Trust in You. Very powerful song. I dedicate that song on behalf of my brother who I lost uh, in the physical realm, but has ascended to the ancestors of the masters. Last year, too young of an age. He was 37. He just had his birthday last month at 38. So continue to keep me and my family in prayer and my mother, guys. We still, grieve on that time. But definitely, I miss my brother Eric. I loved him very much. He was my baby brother. And I thank for those who did support me during that time when I lost him. So thank you guys for being there for me. Yet I should not say I lost him. Y'all heard me say that before. I should say he has been ascended to the ancestors with the divine, and he is in the angelical realm. So with that being said, thank you guys for chiming on in to the Cynthia J show, holding us women accountable, yet not excluding the men, because y'all are still in it too. And you guys hit that like button and share and check out your sister anytime. Peace and love to my loved ones on TikTok and Instagram. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more peace and love. Bye. So why are you calling me while I'm on the podcast, girl?